Here's a line drive out to center field. It's a grand slam! Going back to Shaw. He is going to get there. What a catch. And he's going to hop over the fence while doing it. What a coming home. It's Morales to throw. On a double hop. Is it in time? It is in time! Here's a rocket. Deep left field. Does this have a chance to go? It is gone! Go ahead, homer. Tyler Wilson on the first pitch. Play called for a back on the 14th, and there's number 100. Steven Devaney with a line drive to left. He's 2 for 2. And with triple digits for number 1 as a difference. And here's a ground ball shooting through the left side. And Kingsway has won the Ralph Shaw opener. Here we go. Fly ball deep left center field. And it is gone. Grand slam. Scott Lynch, grand slam. Is the man of the hour. There's a ground ball that's going to go into center field. It's going to be picked up, and it's going to be booted. Here comes the runner to the plate, and Pittman has won it in extras. Walk-off single, Jude Engstrom. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swinging on us! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons in the Ralph Shaw Classic. You're on. From the beautiful Belmar Rec Facility, good afternoon. It's a hot and sweaty Saturday here from Belmar as we've got 2 powerhouses in the Central Jersey American Legion District 15 tournament squaring off against each other. It's the North Hamilton Hibos and the Lawrence Post 414 Ball Club that'll be facing off here in just a couple of minutes here in Belmar. I'm Dan Wilkins with my producer Vincent Vogt. If you're watching from home, be glad you're not here because it is an absolute scorcher here in the second week of July and the second weekend of July. Perfect Game is here. They're going to be doing some scouting. We've got some fans lined up along the third base line. I'm standing on top of my director's chair, and this is one of those situations of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've got our camera in a monopod set up on top of Gatorade cans or Gatorade bottles, and I'm basically standing in what probably wouldn't be an OSHA approved setup, but that's what we work with here in the broadcast industry. Some fans are actually really smart. They brought one of these pop-up tents. We have one of these as well for our producer. I don't get one though because that's not in our budget. So Lawrence, I believe, is going to take the field for some IO soon, but let's go over to starting lineups in this one real quick. Starting off with the North Hamilton Hibos, we've got Matt Giuliano in center field leading off. Jordan Raba, the shortstop, in the second spot. Chris Babkowski is the catcher batting third. Tyler Dunmeyer is the first baseman batting cleanup. Mike Septak is the third baseman batting third. Aiden Scannon is the left fielder batting sixth. Antonio Friedman is the right fielder batting seventh. Cesar Camacho is the DH batting eighth. Aiden Lipman is the second baseman batting ninth, and then Tyler Weniger is going to be on the hill. Not going to be hitting probably, but he will be on the mound in this opener of the twin bill here between Lawrence and North Hamilton. Remember, the second game will be at the conclusion of the first game between the Brooklawn Brookers and the Washington Township Minutemen. So we've got 2 Central Jersey powerhouses and 2 South Jersey powerhouses slated to play here this afternoon from Belmar. For the visitors, I would like to clarify, North Hamilton is going to be the home team today. Lawrence is going to be the visitors, so I should have started with them. But alas, Justin Prekop is going to be the left fielder batting leadoff. Luke Foley is the first baseman batting second. The center fielder will be Lance Eilbecker. He is going to bat third. Jack Hughes is the third baseman batting cleanup. Ryan Williver is the pitcher batting fifth. You've got Jordan Everett batting sixth at the second baseman spot. Jeffrey Blake is the shortstop batting seventh. In the eighth spot behind the plate is going to be Tyler Ottobre, and then Zaire Lowe is the right fielder batting ninth. So it's going to be a good one today between 2 teams from Mercer County that have traveled down to Camden County for a wonderful game of baseball in less than ideal weather conditions, but we've got mostly clear skies with a couple clouds around here. We'll give you a nice look of how it's looking around here. I mean, some nice thick clouds, but unfortunately they are doing anything but covering the sun. As we've got, I think, starting temperatures of over 90 degrees. So we'll take a quick break. We'll figure out what's going on, and I think that these guys are going to take the field shortly. So we'll actually no, we'll stay on the air because it looks like North Hamilton is going to take the field now. So we'll keep it on the air and we'll keep you right with us as North Hamilton and Lawrence getting squared away here in American Legion District 15 action, as actually they're going to get set to play the national anthem. So we'll stay on the air. You can observe if you wish, and they will play the national anthem. National anthem is done. The North Hamilton players have taken the field, and we're going to get set for American Legion baseball. Sorry if that was a little bit complex of a setup that we had to start the game, but doing the best we can. Better than the last couple of games that we went to where I was doing the pregame in front of the camera and the players were already taking the field behind us. So we've been on good schedule, though. Been here since about 12:45 this afternoon, and now we finally get to see some baseball here in American Legion District 15. Again, the starter for North Hamilton, Tyler Weniger. Most of these guys of Nottingham High School and the North Stars, one of my favorite team names in all of Jersey. Makes it sound like a Houston Astros spinoff with the Space City and everything like that, but absolutely love that. So the Hibos, like we said, going to be tapping Tyler Weniger to start here versus the Lawrence Post 14 club, rather Post 414. He's going to be potentially pitching his final game as a high schooler today. He's got a 1.65 ERA and a 4-1 record here in 2023. But a good thing to remember about these two teams is that this is the 5th time that they have played each other. Lawrence and North Hamilton are going at it for the 5th time, and it's an even 2-2 against the two teams. So this will be the tiebreaker, and it will be the most important one at that in district play, as we're going to see someone go home and someone go home happy in this game at its conclusion. So everybody's wrapping up the infield outfield warm-ups, and we're going to see Lawrence bring up their first man to the plate, being the left fielder Justin Precop. Sorry, the camera work is a little shaky, so again, apologies in advance for that. We're kind of working with our limitations here, and our camera's kind of rocking in the wind a little bit, but again, just trying to manage it the best we can with the setup that's been given to us. So here we go, Tyler Weniger versus Precop of Lawrence. Fans lining the third and first base lines in anticipation of the first pitch, which misses downstairs 1-0, and we're underway. Foul back. So again, it'll be Precop, Foley, and Eilbacher, excuse me. The first three to hit for Lawrence. 1-1 count. That's a curveball that misses way high. Two-one, popped up, third base side, going over. And that one is a sliding play, but he can't come up with it. And it'll be 2-2. That one misses high and away, 3-2. My North Hamilton card just flew away, so I'm gonna have to find it after this at bat. The wind really picked up. That's gonna be ball 4. Give me 1 second, folks. I have to pick up a stray lineup card. Went over here. Went behind our booth. Just couldn't hang on to it. The runner on first here is Jordan Raba, or excuse me, no, Luke Foley. Raba is the number 2 hitter for the North Hamilton club. A bunt down the third base line, slipping is the pitcher, and now that's going to put 2 on. Crafty base running there, making it all work. Now I've got to climb back up to my position here with runners on first and second for the number 3 man, that being Lance Eilbacher. But yeah, these guys truly have a tried and true rivalry. Again, 4 times they've played each other, 2-2 record, and this would be the true tiebreaker, as that one misses in the dirt, 1-0. Prekop stranded off of second base. He strayed a little bit to try to get some leverage, but didn't end up advancing. 1-0 count to Eilbacher. Swing and a miss. Outfield playing pretty standard. Infield looking for a double play ball. If you're just joining us, no score in the top of the first. You're watching coverage of American Legion District 15 baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. As here's a ground ball out to short. That's going to skip into left field for Eilbacher. That ball's just going to die in the outfield. Coming home to score is Prekop. He will. And an RBI single for Eilbacher makes it 1-0 Lawrence. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Belmar was talking about getting turf on the field starting next year, because that grass just, you could see this patch of grass right here where the left fielder's standing. The ball just kind of dies, really doesn't carry any momentum, which not really anybody's fault in particular, but it's kind of how it is. So first pitch is a strike to Jack Hughes, the third baseman. He'll be followed by Ryan Williver, the pitcher. They're going to throw back to second. Nothing going on there. That's a fly ball hit out to straightaway center. Giuliano going back. He'll camp under it. He'll make the catch. Runner will tag, go in the third, and he will get in there with ease. So runners on the corners now for Lawrence. And again, this will bring up the pitcher, Williver. And while we're at it, that one just missed. Oh my God. We just hit our 1,000th subscriber on our YouTube channel as I speak. So I know a lot of the people watching are from Central Jersey and they're not exactly familiar with my stuff, but that is an incredible number to see. I've been working for the past 2 years to try to get as many people to watch my broadcasts as possible. We've got 12 people watching right now. So whether it's your first time or your 100th time watching a DWB broadcast, I couldn't thank you enough for tuning in and making a kid's dream come true. For those that are new to my work, I'm a 17-year-old kid. I'm a student at Audubon High School. I'm going to be a senior this fall. And obviously, with the work that comes with setting up all this equipment, you know, hours and hours of working and, you know, scheduling games, reaching out to businesses and sponsors, that is a number that I never thought I would see so quickly in my career as a young, aspiring sports broadcaster. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all very much for being a part of my journey and being a part of a kid's dream as that will be a walk to Williver. I apologize that I spent the entire at-bat rambling, but I just kind of had to say that because of how important that is to me, the 1,000th subscriber. You know, it's kind of like when a baseball player gets their 3,000th hit or 500th home run. You know, you've been working at it for so long, and you just want to get that number. So thank you all very much. Let's work towards the next 1,000. So we'll walk to Williver, brings up Everett. I'm still a little speechless because we were at 996 last night, and I had a feeling that we were going to hit 1,000 today because I had 2 games that I was covering, and obviously the more business you make, the more business cards you hand out, the more, you know, people take pictures of your YouTube channel and send it to the people who can't make it. You know, obviously I was thinking in the back of my mind, maybe I'll hit 1,000 today, maybe we'll get 4 more subscribers, but I just never thought the concept of it just kind of, it hits you in waves. So again, thank you all very much. That's going to be an RBI base on balls that will drive in the runner from third and make it 2-0 Lawrence. But with North Hamilton being in a little bit of trouble, they're going to have a bit of a mound visit here. So head coach, pitching coach at Bradley coming out, talking to their guy Weniger on the mound. But again, Weniger's been a very good pitcher this year, whether it was for Nottingham or for the Hibos, excuse me, this year. I keep wanting to say Hibos, but it is Hibos. That is how you say the name. It's in reference to an ancient Irish kind of tradition. I didn't get much information from the coach that handed me the card, but that's basically what I can understand. But I'm sure that some of the fans of the Hibos, especially the parents that are watching us this afternoon, probably have more information than I do. So first pitch up and in. Jeffrey Blake, 7th man in the order here for Lawrence, post 414. And again, after the conclusion of this game, we will have Brooklawn, post 72, and Washington Township, post 521 after this, as there's a strike. Bases loaded, only 1 out recorded, as that'll be a strike. Should be 1 and 2. After this will be Tyler Atabey. And that's a swing and a miss. 2 down. So here's Atabey, 8th man in the order for Lawrence, and the camo jerseys and the Carolina blue. I mean, both of these teams have very similar numbers. That's what I made when I looked at the scoreboard, and I made the graphics this morning. I was just like, well, both of the teams have very similar colors, so I wasn't sure what exactly to go off of. I actually almost made the mistake of putting the Lawrence High School logo, the Cardinals, although I do love that logo, especially because there's a lot of teams called the Cardinals, but a lot of them just rip off the Arizona Cardinals, like Westwood, Pompton Lakes. They all just rip off the Arizona Cardinals logo, and I've never understood what it takes to just hire a graphic designer and make a good high school sports logo. You've got Eastern, Demarest, probably a whole bunch that I'm missing that rip off Minnesota Vikings. Central Regional in Bayville kind of rips off the Eagles, but not fully. I mean, it's got hints of the Philly design, and then it's got other hints of originality in it as well, as that's fouled back. I think, I want to say Newark something. I think Newark East Side has the ripoff of the old Washington Redskins logo, as that one's ball 4. And Weniger is going to drive in another run on a walk. So it's going to be 3-0 Lawrence, as it's going to be Zaire Lowe. We had some offense early on in this inning, but as it dragged on, a lot of guys just having trouble getting the ball in the strike zone. So again, 3-0 Lawrence, post 414. Bases are loaded. Oh, 1-0. Hard to tell from the angle whether it's a ball or strike. I threw back to first, nothing going on there, 1-1. Yeah, just hanging out here in Belmar. 3-0 Lawrence, and then the first three for North Hamilton will be Giuliano, Raba, and Bobkowski. 2-1. Don't forget, folks, the Tri-County Baseball League starts their playoffs on Wednesday, July 19th. Stay tuned on our Twitter at DW Broadcasting and on the Tri-County League Twitter at Tri-County Online for more updates as to where we'll be next for the first round of playoffs. Maybe in the Rancocas Valley League, maybe somewhere in the Central or South Division, but we will talk that over with the commissioner and league organizer, Angelo Marciano and Bill Kohut, as the weekend and week goes on. So make sure to stay tuned to our Twitter for more updates. That one's poked out to right. That is going to drop in front of Giuliano. One run will score. A second one's coming around. He is going to be safe as the throw was a little bit high, and it is 5-0 Lawrence. Well, what an offensive outburst for two teams that on paper seemed so evenly matched. As not only is Lawrence batted around, but they've got 5 runs on the board, as now Justin Prekop is going to bat again. But it's been a couple of walks, couple of base hits as we've seen, but Weniger in a lot of trouble. That one is fouled back out towards the restrooms out there. That one's going to bounce onto the softball field. Wind coming in a little bit. Clouds blocking the sun for now, so it's at least a sigh of relief a little bit. But a pop-up in the infield out to third. Weniger is going to make the play and the inning is over. That seemed like a very contested ball for what probably should have been either the third baseman or the shortstop. But we will see what goes on in the bottom half as North Hamilton will have to claw back from a 5-run deficit. It's 5-0 after a half inning. We'll be right back, folks. Here from Belmar Rec, it's 5-0 Lawrence after a half inning. We've got a heck of a lot of action going on. Sorry, we're looking at the trees now. I have to keep this thing on a swivel because it just fell over while we were on break. So that's a ground ball out to second base. Pretty routine. Throw to first in time. 1 down, and Giuliano is retired on the first pitch. Don't let anybody ever tell you that broadcasting is easy. Especially when you got to deal with flying cameras, setting up on top of Gatorade cans, or I keep saying Gatorade cans. I guess they had Gatorade cans in the 80s. But the story of Gatorade is actually really interesting because it came from the Florida Gators football team. That's why it's called Gatorade. You know, kind of like an aid, as in AID, but it's the story of that. Actually, well, hold on. Here's a ground ball out to short, but it is booted, and that'll be an E6. As struggling to take that one in, that being Jeffrey Blake. So Robbo will reach. But yeah, basically, for lack of a better word, back in the mid-60s, and I'm sure some of you know the story already, but the Florida Gators football team had to go through immense heat because, you know, Florida, and they actually asked scientists that were studying at the University of Florida to come up with some sort of drink or concoction, whatever, that will basically help the players hydrate better. So they had this mix with, you know, water and electrolytes, and they made Gatorade. And it was originally just like flavored water. It was just kind of flavorless. And then when I think it was the Coca-Cola Corporation or PepsiCo, whatever, one of the two, picked it up in the 80s, they added, you know, a metric ton of sugar. So that's where you get that kind of phenomenon where Gatorade is used for hydration, but a lot of it isn't all that great for you if you're having the sugar version. Now that one is a foul ball. That one was hit pretty far down the left field line out towards where we are. As with no fence down the third base line, he had to run a decent distance for that out there and left, that being pre-cop. So again, runner on first for North Hamilton and the Hibos. I guess that's the opposite of the Lobos, which is New Mexico University. The University of New Mexico, they've got the Lobos. Ground ball at the short. We'll see if Blake can make another play. He did. 6-4-3 double play, and Lawrence gets to defend their 5-run lead after 1. Again, 5-0 Lawrence post 4:14 after 1. We'll be right back, folks. Top of the second inning, Lawrence leads North Hamilton 5-0. You're watching coverage of American Legion Baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Getting it started here with Luke Foley, who walked his first time in the first inning. Whoa, look out now. See, those kind of pitches are the reason why I stopped playing baseball at 14 years old. That would always just rattle me so much. Just my fear of getting hit. But the funny thing is that I actually, when I played Little League, I actually had a lot of hit by pitches and walks. I was very good at plate discipline. It's a shame I can't do that in the video games, but in real life I actually was very good at seeing balls and strikes. But that one's going to be a walk to Foley. But obviously North Hamilton in some trouble if they're having this much of a prevalent issue with allowing walks. As Foley has walked in both of his plate appearances, and as Eilbaker takes that one there. He singled to left his first time, got the first run of the board across. As there's a high pop-up foul. I don't even know where that one went, but somewhere in Narnia out there. And a pitch to Eilbaker. Ground ball foul. Jack Hughes, who flew out to center field, is on deck. Eilbaker takes outside. Yeah, as we saw, Eilbaker, when he hit that ball to left, just kept it on the ground, and the momentum just was absolutely sucked out of the ball. Oh, and I think that's going to count as a strikeout. So, yeah, he most certainly went around, but that was an almost unintentional swing. So, Eilbaker goes down on strike, second strikeout for Weniger. And this is going to bring up Jack Hughes. Again, flew out to center field his first time. He'll be followed by Ryan Williver, the pitcher. First pitch from the stretch, going down. He is safe down at second, so stolen base for Foley. And now Lawrence, for the second time this ball game, at least or two different innings, as a runner in scoring position. Check swing, appeal down to second base. Nothing going on there. There's a strike. Weniger delivers in a fly ball out to straightaway right. He'll make the catch. Oh, wow. Look at that arm down to third base. Just one hop got it all the way from right to third. And after straying off of second base, Foley's going to hold up. So, still runner on second and two down, as Lawrence might be brought down to earth after an electric first inning. I think that's the main objective if you're North Hamilton right now. You're down by 5, and the best part is that you gave up those 5 runs in the first inning. It's not like you gave them up in the 6th or the 7th, and obviously we haven't gotten there yet, but who knows? I always say with baseball, anything can happen until the last out. That's a foul ball down the right field line. Some tractor trailers over there, just kind of sitting around. Again, this is a wonderful complex. I'm surprised I haven't done more games here in my time as a amateur broadcaster, but this really is a very nice place to do a game. That one goes to the backstop. Foley's going to third, and he's in there. So the only runner that stands is on third, and it's Foley. Lawrence could make it an even 6-0 if they're able to drive this run home, but still with 2 outs, that threat can easily be thwarted, but that one's high and away. That one misses, ball 4. So here is Everett. That one misses. Throw over to first. No action there. Again, this is the first game of 2 in a twin bill that we'll be covering this afternoon. As I pop up out towards second base, will be caught to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the second. Lawrence is held without a run. It's 5-0 after 1.5. We'll be right back. Here we go, bottom of the second inning here from Belmar Rec, as American Legion Baseball keeps on keeping on with a first pitch foul ball. Lawrence had a runner on third, just 2 outs, but failed to score. There's a strike. North Hamilton failed to get much of anything going in the bottom of the first with a strikeout, an E6, and then a 6-4-3 double play initiated by Chris Babkowski. But a 1-2 count to Tyler Dunmeyer. That one's another ball ripped foul. Out towards the other field out there. Luckily there's a kid over there that's on the ready to pick it up. That one is a little floater, and it's going to be caught. Nice play out there at short. Taken in by Jeffrey Blake. Kind of redemption for the error in the first inning, but that'll be the first out of the second in the North Hamilton side. So this will bring up Mike Septak. Septak and then the left fielder Aiden Scannon due up as there's a strike. That one misses inside. Yeah, I remember I posted on Twitter after I hit 500 Twitter followers this past a couple of weeks ago, and I said, this is one of two goals that I had this summer. First being 500 Twitter followers, second being 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and I knocked both of those out in like a week. It's crazy to believe, really. The growth that our channel has had is that is a foul ball. That looks close to being fair, but that home plate umpire's got the best view. I don't know, that could go either way. I mean, the line doesn't look perfectly straight, but what are you gonna do? It's kind of just the way it is. Swing, miss. And Septak down on strikes, second K for Williver. And with two down, as you can audibly hear from the outfielders, it's Aiden Scannon, the left fielder. He'll be followed by Antonio Friedman if the inning continues. First pitch, that's a shocker in the left field, a base hit. That took one heck of a rebound and a carom and a base hit for Scannon. Gives North Hamilton some late base running here for Friedman. Number 7 hitter in the order for the Hibos. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's 6-0 Lawrence post 4-1-4 in the bottom of the second inning. They scored 5 runs in the first, but failed to score in the second. I probably said 6-0. It is 5-0. Oh, that one's going to drop in the outfield. Coming around third, Scannon is going to try to score, and he will. A double started by a defensive miscue by Lawrence. Sorry if my camera didn't pick that up. I couldn't see it all that well. That is going to be an RBI double for Antonio Friedman, making it 5-1. So here is Cesar Camacho. There we go. Hard to keep a good camera angle with everything that's going on here with how my tripod's acting. It's very stubborn right now. So either you see the pitcher or you see the batter. I've kind of got to manually hold it in place, but that is a fly ball hit out to center field. And it's caught to retire the side. But North Hamilton gets a run home. It's 5-1. We'll be right back. All right. Here we go, top of the third inning. Lawrence getting it started here from Belmar Rec. First pitch, misses, ball one. As Jeffrey Blake, who singled in the first inning, also has an error credited to his name in this one so far. This broadcast is brought to you by DJK Roofing, South Jersey's #1 roofing supplier with over 200 5-star reviews on the web. Get a free quote today by calling 856-778-3900. Again, that's 856-778-3900. Foul ball. Got a piece of it. It'll be 7, 8, and 9. Blake, Autobray, and Lowe batting for Lawrence for 14. Swing and a miss. Weniger getting back in a groove with his strikeout, being his third of the afternoon. As here's Tyler Autobray, the catcher. He walked his first time. Folks, make sure to check out our first coverage of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting football on August 25th, Friday at 6 p.m. as the Cherry Hill East Cougars square off against the Triton Mustangs in East Coast, New Jersey, South Jersey action in what's going to be a great game between two teams that are teams in transition, if you will. So we'll see a pretty good evenly matched matchup on Friday, August 26th. We're still scheduling football games from August all the way to October, so stay tuned for more updates on our social medias. There's a, oh, how about that? A little excuse me swing in the right for a base hit. And Autobray's got a single in the most unconventional way, so he didn't even go all the way around. He just kind of half swung it, and it worked. You don't see that every day, so still counts just the same, as here is a number 9 hitter here for Lawrence, being Zaire Lowe. First pitch to Lowe. Curveball misses in. Funny thing is that Lawrence only has 3 hits in this one, but they have 5 runs. So again, all those walks really ran up the score a little bit, and then Hamilton is slowly clawing back. Throw over to first, nothing going on there. That one misses upstairs. There's a strike. Hesitated to swing a little bit, but he fouls it back. And a full count to Zaire Lowe, with Justin Precop, who has a walk and a strikeout on his record, on the on-deck circle. Although there isn't really much of an on-deck circle, it's just kind of, it's on the left side of your screen. And that'll be ball 4. And a walk to Zaire Lowe. That's going to be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walks for Tyler Weniger, as the base on balls continue to be a central talking point, as in the pursuit of trying to make a comeback, North Hamilton just keeps giving up those walks. So 2 on, and the first pitch to Precop. It's going to be a strike. So a strikeout, a single, and a walk are how we've operated in this 3rd inning so far. With Precop and then Luke Foley up next, who's walked 3 times. And that'll be over towards the third base side for a foul ball. upstairs. Fly ball popped up third base side. That's going to go out. Players rushing into the fan area, but to no avail. And that's going to make it a 2-strike count to Precop. Fun fact, when I was a little kid, just reminds me when I say to no avail, I thought that the person saying to no avail was saying it was to Noah Vale, like it was a person or something. And I remember it was about when I was 8 years old, maybe 8 or 9, and somebody said to no avail in like very slow kind of way of speaking, and I was like, oh, that's how you say it. Just thought there was some really famous guy called Noah Vale. Like maybe he was a president or something, some sort of like UN leader or something. Widely renowned Noah Vale. After the strikeout of Precop, it's going to be Luke Foley here with 2 outs. There's a strike. Popped up, foul. If the inning were to continue, Lance Eilbacher will be next for Lawrence. They've got 2 on. They've been looking to score. Looking to score since the first, but he's going to miss outside. 2-2. Line drive, right center field. That one is caught. Sorry, my camera moved a little bit too much there, and the inning is over. Lawrence leaves 2 runners on. We go to the bottom of the third. 5-1 in favor of post 4-1-4. We'll be right back. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Bottom of the third inning, Lawrence leads North Hamilton 5-1. Here in District 15 play on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. As leading it off will be Aiden Lippman, followed by the top of the order with Matt Giuliano and Jordan Raba. Little two-handed swing and a fly ball to straightaway left. And it'll be taken in by Precop, 1 down. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Garden State Pet Center, your home for any pet needs, with a specialty in promoting a companionship between the owner and the animals. 7 days a week they are open on the Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. Check out their website at exoticpetsnj.com for the healthiest pet choices available. healthiest pet choices, as in pet food and toys and everything like that, not healthy pets. There's a line drive to left. That's going to be a base hit. It'll roll down the line, and again, it'll get caught up in that thick grass going down to second base, and getting in there will be Giuliano with a double. Getting it done after the leadoff strikeout. He's got an extra base hit, bringing up Jordan Raba. That one misses. Sorry, we're just trying to finick with the camera a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Again, just kind of working on the fly here, but something about it just wants to drift the camera up into the sky like that. I have no idea, so apologies as we work through that. That one's inside, and getting a free base will be Raba. He reached on base both times today after reaching on an E6 in the first, and now he's got a walk of his own. So here is Chris Babkowski. Unfortunately, he had the 6-4 double, 6-4-3 double play to end the first. So not exactly an honorable title, but we'll see if he can redeem himself here in the third. First pitch, fly ball, popped up, first base side, and out of play. And it hit the metal roof down there, down the first base line. I think that's like a equipment shed or meeting house or anything like that. Fly ball. Popped up in the infield. They're going to call an infield fly, and the ball is caught. 2 down, or rather 1 down, excuse me. No, there's 2 down. With the fly ball to left, and then that, yeah. You would think as a sports broadcaster it's easy to count to 3, but you'd imagine with all the in reality, with all the moving parts that happen in a broadcast, it is a lot harder than you think to keep track of the balls and strikes and outs with a 2-man crew. That one misses. It'll go to the backstop and everybody moves up 90 feet. So runners on second and third now with 2 down. To Dunmeyer. That one goes to the backstop again. Septak on deck if the inning continues. Here in the bottom of the third. There's a rogue basketball out in left field. Somebody's jump shot was apparently so bad that it went over the fence. Take a look at this. There's somewhere out there. There's a fella climbing the fence. I just saw a basketball like fly over. I mean, that's not a small fence at all. So I'm sorry, I kind of lost my balance there on top of my chair. That's not a small balance at all. That's not a small fence at all. So I am shocked that the ball just kind of bounced over the fence. By the way, bases are loaded. Dunmeyer walked. This is going to bring up Septak. So here's Septak, first pitch. Misses in. He struck out in the second inning. North Hamilton, though, with their best chance yet to score. So it's a strike. With the bases loaded, 2 down. And one very eager pitcher to get out of the jam. Ryan Williver out there. That one's going to be a strike, 1-2. Fly ball, deep left center field, going over, and to make the play will be Eilbacher out in center field, and North Hamilton is denied yet again. After 3, it's 5-1, and this time the Hibos leaving all 3 men on base. We'll be right back in the top of the 4th, 5-1 Lawrence. Here in the top of the 4th inning, it is time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, when was the first year that the Philadelphia Athletics, later to be known as the Kansas City Athletics and the Oakland Athletics currently, when did they move from Philly to Kansas City? Is it A, 1979, B, 1945, C, 1954, or D, 1962? The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the 4th inning. Foul back. Should be a 1-2 count. To Lance Eilbacher. That one misses. Weniger still out there making it work. But yeah, a lot of people forget Philly used to have 2 teams. And people think Eagles fans are insufferable. People think Phillies fans are insufferable. Imagine that, but doubled. Imagine if we had 2 baseball teams or 2 of anything in the modern day. I mean, New York is spoiled with all their extra teams. I mean, they'd... oh, here we go. Fly ball center field. Hit well, and it's going to be over to Etta Giuliano. It's going to bounce off the 385 sign, and trotting into second base will be Eilbacher. So he is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. This will bring up Jack Hughes. So a leadoff double for post 414, and this brings up Jack Hughes, who was flown out to the outfield both times. And that one's a hit by a pitch right on the buttocks, and that's going to put a runner on first and second. one misses upstairs. I believe that was a line drive that was caught. Yeah, I believe it was. Sorry about that. I was trying to fix something technically and lost my focus of the game. So, yeah, that was a line drive at the first. So, runners on second and third, and now presumably one out for Jordan Everett, who is 0 for 1. Popped out to the second baseman his first time. That's a cricket pitch, skips in the dirt. Line drive out to short, took a bad hop, throw to first is in time, but the run will score, and it's 6-1 Lawrence. So an RBI ground out. And Lawrence re-extends their lead to 5. With the new hitter being Jeffrey Blake, he is 1 for 2. Blake and then Tyler Ottebre. Fouled back. That one misses upstairs. Winiger working real fast, but maybe it's affecting his control, because the fact that he's just ready to go so quickly and he's doing it again, that's a strike. I mean, you've got to imagine, I mean, look how quickly he steps back on the rubber, he gets ready, looks down the hitter, he's got his pitch, and he goes again from the stretch. I've never seen a pitcher work that fast in my life. And you got to imagine that's a little taxing on your arm as well, but maybe he's just one of those guys that wants to get it over with, you know? Just wants to throw the ball as quickly as possible, and I think now he's slowing down the rhythm a little bit. But we saw that with Mason Dobbs last night in the Tri-County League game with the Rough Riders and the Camden CMD Ball Club, is that what we saw was that a lot of it was a matter of there being issue with the fact that he was working so fast and he was walking guys. But as soon as he slowed down his approach, he was good. Struck out the side, and now we're going to have a pitching visit here. And we will have a Pro League printing pitching change. So Winiger is done after 3 2/3, and we'll go to a quick break as we have ourselves our first pitching change of the afternoon. We'll be right back after this. We've got a Pearly Spring pitching change here in the top of the 4th inning after, excuse me, my papers are flying all over the place. Tyler Weniger is done for the afternoon, and new man on the mound is going to be number 26. That being Aiden Scannon. So moving from right to left will be Antonio Friedman, and then moving from left to the pitcher's mound will be Scannon. So a couple of changes and runners on the corners for Lawrence post 4-1-4 with a 5-run lead, a 6-1 ball game here in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss. Ground ball right past Scannon and into center field for a base hit. 1 run will score and everybody holds, so that's going to put runners on first and second now in a 7-1 ball game. Swing and a miss. From Zaire Lowe after the base hit by Tyler Otterbray. He's 2 for 2. As we round out the bottom of the order. Fly ball, foul. Up and in. Check swing, appeal to second, didn't go. That was a very late appeal. He actually did it after I said it, but still counts just the same. And the pitch from Scannon. It's going to be a grounder foul out towards the Hibos dugout. Yeah, with North Hamilton down by 6, it really ramps up the incentivization. Excuse me, the incentivization to get the offense going. I mean, they've had a couple of extra base hits. They've been pretty on par with how Lawrence has fared in their offensive department. But the problem is that they've they've walked almost double-digit batters. Like it's crazy how many base on balls they've allowed at this point. But again, here's the pitch from Scannon. Did he go? The players are walking off the field, so I assume he did. So side is retired. Lawrence gets another pair of runs on the board. It's 7-1 after 4.5. We'll be right back. we're back in the bottom of the fourth. It's an 0-1 count, and the first pitch, or rather the second pitch, is going to miss inside. It is time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, when was the first year that the Philadelphia Athletics moved to the Kansas City area and became the Kansas City A's before becoming the Oakland A's? Was it 1979, 1945, 1954, or 1962? Vince, what's your guess?
1954.
I believe you'd be correct. Why don't you hit that answer box? Were you correct? All right. I made that question a while back, so I couldn't remember if that was exactly correct, but that is a base hit in the left field. And that's how we start the bottom of the fourth. With a ball ripped off the bat of Scannon. So now here's Antonio Friedman, who was the right fielder, but now moved over to left. He doubled his first time. But yeah, like I said earlier, I couldn't imagine a modern world with Philly having two baseball teams. I really don't think I could imagine that, really. Breeze is feeling really nice, though. It is a scorcher. Problem is that we could have storms coming at around 5, so we'll hunker down if we need to. There's a strike. Fly ball, foul. I'm like trying to look like over towards the street because that's where the breeze is coming from. I need the air. That one misses down and away. Yeah, North Hamilton trying to get in business. I mean, they're down 6, and still anything could happen. Some of the Brooklawn players starting to arrive here, with it being 3:15 almost here. I know apparently we have a viewer out in Colorado who's watching our game from afar. So it's about 1:15 for them there. Mountain time. If here's a ground ball, they're going to try to turn 2. There's 1, and there is not going to be 2. Lawrence thought they had double play, but instead it's just going to be fielder's choice. With Friedman reaching. So bring up Cesar Camacho. So yeah, welcome our viewers from out of town, as we don't get those usually very often. I mean, not that often we get out of town viewers or out of state viewers, but when we do, I appreciate them even more because they're putting in the time out of their day from across the country to watch our broadcasts. There's a fly ball to shallow center, and it's going to be a base hit. So everyone moves up 90 feet, and a base hit for Camacho. He's 1 for 2 on the day, and this brings up Lippman to round out the order for North Hamilton. Fouled back. Still just 1 out here with 2 on for Lippman, and they'll go back to the top of the order with Giuliano. So there's a shallow fly ball into straightaway right, and a nice catch out there. Beautiful play out and right by Lowe to kind of go through the armada of infielders and make the play for the second out. So we'll go back to the top of the order with Matt Giuliano. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a double. As we start our third go around of the order in this one. There's a strike. I'll tell you this much, we were supposed to do 4 games at Belmar Rec for the Thank You Classic back in April, and boy, if I had to stand on this chair for 4 games in a row, I don't know what I would do. That one goes to the backstop. Everybody's moving up, uncontested, with now runners on second and third as North Hamilton looks to threaten again. Here's pitch. That's a fly ball hit out to deep left, going back, and it is over the head of Prekop in left field. 2 runs will score, and Giuliano continues to be the offensive workhorse for North Hamilton in the Hibos. It's now 7-3. So now Raba will come up as Giuliano records his second extra base hit of the afternoon. Raba's reached base twice, but no hits. He reached on an error in the first and then walked in the in the third. There's a fly ball in the first pitch, hit out to straightaway center, and that's going to drop. That's going to bring home another run. Holding it first will be Raba. They tried to get him out on the relay, but an RBI single, again in an unconventional manner, puts North Hamilton even closer. It's 7-4. Well, what a rally from North Hamilton, really, just being able to get the workload going after being down 7-1. Now you're only down by 3, and it seems like both pitchers are kind of falling apart at the seams. There's a strike. Foul. Runner was moving from first. A lot of the Brookline players starting to get here right on cue, around 3:20. I'm gonna need an Advil or 2 after the game with how long my ankles have been standing on this chair. I mean, we're not standing on the chair. It's like there's a metal bar in front of the chair, because I usually use like a director's chair of sorts when we're filming these games. I usually am sitting in the chair, but in situations like this I kind of have to stand to see. Swing and a foul. Runner goes, throw down to second base is not going to be in time. So North Hamilton continues to rally here, keeping the ball moving again. And here's the pitch. That one will miss. See, I can't really call a tight zone or a big zone in any of this because of where we're set up down the line. If I was closer to center field, I definitely would, maybe have something to say, but Not particularly with this. It just seems like neither pitcher can locate right, and it's making this an offensive powerhouse. Swing and a miss. And a big strikeout there to retire the side as Willever continues to make it right. But North Hamilton making quite a valiant effort. They've scored 3, and now it's 7-4 after 4. We'll be right back. Here we go, top of the 5th inning. Lawrence leads 7-4 as North Hamilton came back, at least in some form, and scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning. You're watching coverage of American Legion District 15 baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcast. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. We'll get it started in the 4th with Justin Prekop, who's up for his 4th time, 2 strikeouts and a walk in this one. That ball's hit well. Center field, Giuliano's calling everybody off, and he'll make the catch, 1 down. And here's Luke Foley. Foley and then Lance Eilbacher. That one will miss low. Fly ball and another pop-up, 2 down. Lawrence making quick work here for Eilbacher here, 2 down. Just a couple of pitches and we're already 2/3 of the way through the inning. I know that doesn't sound good on the broadcast, but that was a really good breeze. I really enjoyed that. It was like a gust of wind right in my face when I was looking over at the right time, and it worked perfectly. There's the strike. That one misses down and away. Fly ball. This could be the end of a very quick inning if somebody can find it, and it will be caught by the pitcher to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We needed that. It's 7-4 Lawrence. Bottom of the fifth inning, North Hamilton just 3 runs away from completing what will be a great comeback story, but we'll see what they can muster here as the first pitch is away to Chris Babkowski, who's 0 for 2. Foul. We've got an arm warming up in the bullpen for North Hamilton, that being number 6, Brandon Regas. Pop up straight away. Actually pretty shallow out and left. I don't know who can find it, but it was caught by Jeffrey Blake. There's one down. It's one of those plays where you don't really have to worry about the sun, but just the wind and being able to find a baseball. It's easier said than done. Here's Tyler Dunmeyer. Inside. There's a strike. That one misses. Another pop-up foul. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. Sorry about that. I tried to speak and my esophagus, my throat said, nope, not doing that today. Jeez. Sorry. Fly ball foul again. I'm gonna have to pick up a lot of baseballs after this one. Outside. Yeah, some ominous clouds have been rolling in from the other side from our left. We could have some rain later, but I'll put the camera in the tent, and I will gladly go play in the rain because I need that. Right now, at least, I need that. The home plate umpire is speaking with the pitcher. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, Williver still out there making it work with the visitors up by 3. Another pop-up and another foul ball. And still a full count. Another one, wow. Dunmeyer just won't quit. It's a darn good quality to have, but wow. Here's another 3-2. He pokes this one out to center field, and it will be caught. 2 down. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Broly's Printing and Bantles Banners and Signs. true one-stop shop for all your print promotional needs with a 5-star Google rating. Over 50 years in business and handling any ink on paper project, as well as banners, signs, apparel, and promotional swag. There's the strike. Ground ball, third base side. Oh, he boots it and it goes into left field for a base hit. Precop will pick it up and that'll be a single off the bat of Dunmeyer, or excuse me, Septak. After Dunmeyer flew out to center. So here is Scannon, the pitcher. Almost fell off the chair again. I would equate this to broadcasting a game on top of a yoga ball, basically. That's kind of what I'm doing. Maybe a little bit more stability than a yoga ball, but that's basically what it's like. I've got to like channel my inner Richard Simmons here and like keep on moving my feet. There's a strike. Yeah, Bell Road behind us. Just a wonderful facility here in Belmar. And an 0-1 count to Scannon. They're going to throw back to first, nothing going on. Fly ball, right field, and it's caught, and the inning is over. We go to the top of the 6th, 7-4 Lawrence. Well, folks, I had enough of the chair. We've decided to lower our setup a little bit with a base hit to right there. So Lawrence getting it started with a single. Yeah, I think if I stayed any longer on top of that chair, either my ankles were going to give out or I might have gotten a safety violation on YouTube for performing a dangerous stunt. That's basically what I've been doing for the past 5 innings, so. So now we're back to ground level, if you will. And there's a foul ball. I mean, it was a good idea in practice, but the small fence markings you see on your screen are a lot less annoying for me than it was to be literally standing on top of a director's chair. Like I was Tom Cruise or something doing my own stunts. Foul. So Williver with a 2-strike count after the base hit by Hughes. Again, stay tuned as we'll have our second game of American Legion Baseball underway after this one with Worklawn and Washington Township. Fly ball, right center field. And it'll be taken in for the first out. Here is Jordan Everett. He is 0 for 2, but does have a RBI to his credit. Fly ball, first base side, and it's taken in quite quickly by Dunmeyer. There's the second out. Runner on first and 2 down. Lawrence retired quickly. There's a strike. To Everett. Or excuse me, now to Jeff Blake. There's a strike. Fly ball out to first, down the line, and it will drop. But is it a fair ball? I guess it is. The throw to first, they got him because he didn't run out of the box. Wow. I think everybody and their mother thought it was going to be a foul ball, but it landed fair, and he got the out at first because the batter didn't run out of the box. That is an oddity if I've ever seen one. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 7-4 Lawrence over North Hamilton. bottom of the 6th inning here from Belmar Rec as the Hibos and post 414 of Lawrence squaring off here as first pitch is inside to number 12, Cesar Camacho. Leading off the 6th with a loud base hit to left. And it's scooped out in left. That throw is wide, and he will get in there, so that'll be a single E7. And a big way to jumpstart the offense for North Hamilton, who need 3 runs to tie the game here in the bottom of the 6th. That was huge. I thought that was going to be a routine single, but Camacho had some guts, and he extended it into a double, or rather on my scorecard, a single E7. So we're going to have a mound visit here, and we think that Ryan Williver is done. So we will have a pitching change. Let me take a look real quick at that jersey. That is number 22, which would be Jamie Duffy. So a Parolee's printing pitching change going on here early in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back after this. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
New pitcher Jamie Duffy in for Lawrence, as we did hear thunder off in the distance, but I don't know if that will halt the game, because it looks like everybody is keeping on as we've got Aiden Lippman batting after the single E7 from Cesar Camacho. So we've got a runner on second for North Hamilton, and there's a first pitch. Ground ball out to second. Throw to first is in time for the first out. And Camacho moves up to third. There's a first pitch strike to Matt Giuliano. He's got 2 extra base hits in this one so far. And a ground ball again out to the mound, and the throw to third gets away. Camacho's gonna score, and it's gonna be 7-5. That was so confusing. It was hit right back to the mound. He threw it to third, and he dropped the ball. And the Hibos have made it a 2-run game. So now Jordan Raba, who has reached base all 3 times but only has 1 hit to the record, will take a first pitch strike. ground or foul. That ball's hit well out to center field, going back and making the catch. He's going to hold that runner at second base, so. Two outs. For the third man in the order, Chris Babkowski. Bit of a delayed windup, but it misses high. Seemed like he held that that leg kick for a little bit longer. Basically, the whole Brooklawn team is here. You can see they're hanging out down the third base line, but I don't think I see any Washington Township players here yet. There's a strike. That one misses high and away, going down to third. The throw is not in time. It was a little bit high. And moving over to third now is going to be Jordan Raba, or excuse me, Matt Giuliano. And again, at a volatile moment in a 7-5 game, makes this a real interesting place to be right now. And now, with Tyler Dunmeyer. No, excuse me, this is going to be a pinch hitter. I believe this is Luke Formica. I will. No, that's still Babkowski, and that's a base hit. I confused the 5 for an 8, but it is still Babkowski, and Babkowski rules the day with an RBI single to left, making it 7-6. Again, basically the camera is my set of binoculars, so this will now bring up Tyler Dunmeyer, as finally Dunmeyer, or rather Babkowski, breaks the stalemate and finally gets on the board with a base hit of his own. Dunmeyer has a pop out, a walk, and a fly out in his 3 plate appearances so far. Runner on first for Belmar, I'm sorry, we're at Belmar, for North Hamilton in the Hibos. That one misses high, 1-0. Fly ball hit well, right center, and it's taken in to retire the side. We go to the top of the 7th, but North Hamilton gets even closer, making it a 7-5 ball game. 7-6, excuse me, yes, 7-6. Here in the top of the 7th inning, it's crunch time as we've got a wonderful ball game and the clouds have rolled in, so the sun is no longer beaming down like a death ray. But we have what has been nonetheless a topsy-turvy game, as the first pitch is going to be inside for ball 1 down to who we got down there. That would be Jordan Everett. He takes again. Aiden Scannon still out there on the hill. He's been in relief ever since Tyler Weniger was relieved. And here's a ground ball out to third. Picked up by Septic. Throw to first is in time. A nice 5-3 there for the first out of the 7th. Yeah, the story of this game has really been a roller coaster, really. I mean, Lawrence got 5 runs in the first inning. It seemed like Weniger really just could not get a hold of himself. He was all over the place, was walking everybody, and the second and third innings wasn't much better, and it was, 6-1 at one point, and then all of the momentum shifted from North Hamilton being bad to Lawrence being on the bad side, and then everything just kind of changed, and now it's a 7-6 game. North Hamilton scored 3 runs in the 5th. They scored another 2 in the 6th. And now they just need a couple more before they can go home happy here in the District 15 play. That one's up and in. But again, stay tuned, folks, for more South Jersey baseball action after this game is done. The Brooklawn Brookers and the Washington Township Minutemen are slated to play at the conclusion of this game, weather permitting, of course, but here we go. Here's the pitch. Fly ball deep right field, and it is caught. 2 down. Making a quick work of it now as Everett is retired. Or excuse me, Jeffrey Blake is retired. Excuse me, I was wrong in my order. This is now Justin Precop at the dish. 3-0 count to Precop with Luke Foley on deck for the Hibos, or excuse me, for Lawrence. Hibos getting in that changeup there, bit of an ephus, if you will, but still counts for a strike. Fly ball hit out towards center, going back, and it is going to be taken in. And the side is retired. North Hamilton now has 3 outs to see if they will advance in the tournament. We'll be right back. 7-6 Lawrence going to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 7th, the crucial point in this ball game as North Hamilton trails Lawrence by just 1 run. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Hibos trail by 1. There's a fly ball, and it will be taken in. 1 down. So here is Aiden Scannon now that Septak is retired. Scannon with 2 singles and a pop out so far, so 2 for 3 all told. Here's the pitch. This is up and in. Again with Jamie Duffy, he'd be looking for the 6-out save if he can hold off the Hibos. There's the strike. Again, stay tuned. At the end of the game, we'll have our player of the game, presented by Doug Does Anything. For the player that can do anything, this broadcast is brought to you by Doug Does Anything, your local handyman for any job needed, no matter how big or small. Give Doug Does Anything a call, 856-412-0118. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Huge strikeout there from Jamie Duffy, and that will be the 2nd out as North Hamilton down to their last straw. As Scannon down on strikes, the first strikeout for North Hamilton since the 4th. They've put a lot of their baseballs in play, but now their last chance is going to be Antonio Friedman. He has a double and a fielder's choice in this one so far. That one misses up and in. The 7th man in the order. And again, Jamie Duffy looking for the save. Lawrence has been in the lead since the 3rd batter of the game, but their lead has been slipping for basically all of the middle innings. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Gonna be 1-2. 1-2. Last chance. Last strike. We'll see what Duffy can do as he looks to shut this game down. Swing and a miss and a huge strikeout, and the Lawrence post 414 hang on by the skin of their teeth to win the game. North Hamilton had such a good chance in the bottom of the 7th, but just couldn't hold on, and the ball game is over. A 6-out save for Jamie Duffy, and the final score ends with Lawrence post 414 7 and North Hamilton 6. That'll be the final from this one here from Belmar Rec. The Brooklawn and Washington Township teams will prepare for Game 2 of this twin bill. We'll get you our player of the game in just a second. Hang right with us here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll be right back with the post-game show presented by Doug Does Anything and more. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Here from Belmar Rec, the final score is going to be North Hamilton 6 and Lawrence Post 414 7. In what was a chaotic game from start to finish after 5 runs in the first inning, our player of the game, presented by Doug Does Anything, is going to be Lance Eilbacher. Doug Does Anything is a proud sponsor of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you need anything done, no matter how big or small, give Doug Does Anything a call, 856-412-0118. But 2 for 3 in a ball game, reached base 2 or 3 times, got that single and double. And even though everybody on the offense seemed to have a good day, you guys just seemed to click in the end. 5 runs in the first inning. But you guys held on. What'd you guys do out there that worked?
Basically, we played these guys 3 times already. We beat them a couple of times, and it's hard to beat a team 3 times, so we're just going out there, swinging at pitches in the zone and going after it, getting on them early.
Yeah, these guys, this was the tiebreaker. You guys had already played them a whole bunch of other times this year, and this was basically the be-all, end-all for the tiebreaker in the playoffs, so it mattered the most, and you guys got it done. That 5-run first inning was really good, but then it started to slip, so what'd you guys do to bounce back?
We just needed to bear down. We just got a little bit lazy towards the end of the game. Getting those extra runs in the 4th or the 5th inning, whatever it was big, and our pitchers came up big time.
And definitely, pitchers came up big time. I couldn't decide between, either Williver or Jamie Duffy, because both of them did great. So I decided to go with somebody from the offensive side of the ball, because you guys were seeing the ball really well, putting the ball in play, not really striking out a lot, and neither team struck out a lot, but you guys seemed to have the edge in that department. So you guys were seeing the ball well, handling the heat well. Now you guys are facing the loser of this game, either Washington Township or Brookline, as we go along in the District 15 tournament. So how do you and your team feel going into what will basically be the most important game that you guys have played this year so far?
We're feeling great. We got our ace on the mound tomorrow. Playing Washington yesterday, very winnable game for us, and if we get them again, I'm pretty sure we would beat them. Brookline, I think it'll be a dogfight, but I think we got the edge.
Well, that's good to hear that you guys got some confidence. So thank you, Lance. And that's going to wrap it up for the first broadcast of 2. So we'll wrap it up and prepare for the second of 2 games here between Washington Township and Brookline. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, my graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel and Caleb Lane, my producer, Vincent Vogt, and myself, Dan Wilkins, we'll see you in about 20 minutes for the second game of 2 here from Belmar. Good afternoon.